like you lost another one.
All right, it's that time of the week again. You know what that means. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 6 of the Wrestling Revival podcast. I am your humble servant, Mr. Cyb3rYeti. Over here to the other side of me is, of course, Mr. Notorious approved DJ Notorious, also known as the official MASH unit for today's episode.
You got that right.
And
Damn, got that right.
Man, we've got a lot to get into. AEW Dynamite just is about to wrap up right now. You know, it's their Grand Slam event, so we got a lot to go over. Also, too, we have a little bit of WWE news, but this episode's mainly going to be all about Grand Slam. So let's just go ahead and jump into a couple of bits here. But before we do that, let's go ahead and make sure we thank our sponsors here. First off, let's thank our sponsor, Ulti. Make sure you go to ultisubs.com. Use our discount code to get 10% off. Our discount code is there on the bottom. Revival Army. Use it. Trust me, I've been using some of their product for a while already, and I can tell you this, it's actually pretty good. It is better than some of that I don't know, tubby, flubby, whatever the hell they want to call themselves these days. Good Lord Almighty. And also too, you know, we need to start getting some money in, you know, improving the podcast, you know, making things look better, hire some more of those you know, designers that are still sitting, you know, outside of the production studios. You know, we still got to hire those people. So make sure you turn around and pick up some merch, guys. Living Rent Free in Your Head, Notorious approved, and the official Wrestling Revival podcast shirt. You can pick that up at bonfire.com/store/the Wrestling Revival. Help us improve and continue to improve our podcast, and also put a little money in the pocket, you know, the HBO fund.
Just a little.
You know, because at the end of the day, it is a business. We take a little bit, we give a little bit back to the you know, the business, because it is a business. So let's make sure that we're doing that. And as always, guys, make sure you like, follow, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and continue to watch us grow, because hey, we're just getting started and we got a lot of things coming your way here pretty soon. If only you knew. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and jump on into our first topic here. If you've been living under a rock and you don't realize what happened on Friday night SmackDown, we had the return of The Rock.
Yes.
And holy cow, did he have a promo throwdown with Austin Theory. I will say this right now. I have a little bit more respect for Theory, especially when he kind of threw The Rock off his flow.
He clearly did.
He really did, because you actually saw The Rock kind of, even just in his face, you could tell, even though he was wearing glasses, you could tell in his face, he got throwed. He got shook a little bit. But The Rock being The Rock, he wasn't going to get outshowed. So, you know, we all know what happened after that. You know, you know, rock bottom, people's elbow later, he's standing tall and he's just hyping the crowd up. So them being in Colorado, seeing Deion Sanders, Pat McAfee made an appearance, and you know, he had to bring The Rock with him. So this was actually a very good very good segment for SmackDown under now the TKO flag. So good start. Let's see where it goes. There's a possibility The Rock may actually be around for a little bit. Talking possibly a match at WrestleMania 40. We don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see.
Well, let's pump the brakes here. You know, you got the stands going crazy right now, okay? You know, just like my hat says, don't apply too much pressure to these fans right here. Don't do that.
You know they've already been doing it for how long?
They've been doing it for quite some time, but it was really funny. You know, they always say it's a perfect storm, and literally it was a perfect storm. You had, like you said, Pat McAfee and The Rock were already in town in Boulder for Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes. Then, of course, that was a good marketing thing because a certain Denver Bronco was already going to be in the building for SmackDown, promoting their new NFL championship belts. That, of course, would be cornerback Patrick Surtain. So football actually helped out WWE on Friday. Who would have thought that? A sport that helped them.
And all the WWE better say is thank you. Send Deion Sanders a thank you basket, and that basket better have some high quality stuff in it.
It probably will. Remember, that is Colorado. If you know, you know.
You know.
Shout out to everybody tuning in, watching either on YouTube or on that thing they call X. Shout out to Elon Musk. Got Double K in here, regular to the show. He says, Theory, definitely unorthodox with his approach. I was impressed by him, even though I don't like him. I think you are in the same boat there with Cyber on that one, because I think a lot of people actually had some good things to say about Theory for once in that very good promo. Already, I'm saying top 5 promo of the year in all of wrestling. It was just that good. Also, he says, right now, I highly doubt it. He was just feeling himself, just like The Rock always does. I still love him, though. I think he's pretty much getting to the fact of maybe we see The Rock again, probably going in towards Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, leading up until, you know, Freeway Country, Philadelphia, for WrestleMania 40. Like I said, pump the brakes, y'all. It was just an appearance. It was a perfect storm. Relax. Just wait. You'll see what happens. But good move for the TKO group, because that was their first SmackDown under the new reign. And so far, so good. So let's just see where it goes from here forward.
Yes, most definitely. You know, I know some of us, I'll even admit, I got a little excited when I saw it too on Friday, but you know, just like DJ says, we just need to wait and see. It was a perfect storm situation. I mean, everybody was in Colorado. So it was just a perfect storm. Anyway, the next topic that we're looking at right now is another.
Throw this one to me, please, because
I am definitely going to throw this one up to you. Here you go. The old alley oop. Jay Cargill possibly going to the WWE.
Oh, man. Yes. What you're seeing is true. We are having a storm coming, and this time it is Jade Cargill. Of course, she did take her loss to Chris Statlander clean during last week's AEW programming, and that has led her to some even saying she's already at the Performance Center down there in Florida. Now, we know we haven't got an official announcement from the TKO group, but we know that's coming eventually. Now, I know how I feel about this. Jade Cargill is one of the most, I would say, entertaining and kind of like that wild card, because she has the look of a superstar, and I feel that she was a big fish in a small pond. I will say this, and I know it might surprise some people. I don't think Tony Khan used her to her full potential. She just did not. No. Did not. And hopefully she'll get to use that now in the Performance Center. Now, I will say this. We know WWE is famous for a flash in the pan booking, meaning somebody that's very popular in social media, as she is. She's not just popular from being a wrestler. She's popular because of her husband, former Major League Baseball player, and she is down with the AKAs, which has a big following here in the United States. So is WWE going to capitalize on it? I would hope so. But this is also a wait and see for me, because I just do not trust the TKO group with Jade Cargill. I'll have to wait and see.
And you know what? For the most part, I agree. We need to take a wait and see approach with this because there has been no official pictures that have popped up yet of Jade Cargill reporting to the Performance Center. Some people have been throwing up some older photos back when she had shorter hair and she went to go try out for previously a couple years back before signing with AEW. Here's the thing. I feel like with the capabilities that Jade Cargill has, I feel like she is built for the WWE developmental system now. She is going to get the attention she needs there. Shawn Michaels is going to throw a lot of time and a lot of resources at her. I think this could potentially be someone within maybe as soon as WrestleMania 41.
Mhm.
We could find her in the Royal Rumble that before Mania and potentially do something big there. But that's putting a lot of faith in the TKO right now. That's
Yes.
putting a lot of faith into them. And, under a perfect storm, if they are allowing Paul Levesque to continue head of creative and allow him to do what he wants to do, I think there could be some possibilities there, but we haven't seen it yet because TKO just barely took over Tuesday?
Literally.
Literally Tuesday. So we need to see what they do in the next 6 months. We need to see what they do leading up to the Royal Rumble. We need to see what they do leading up to WrestleMania.
Mhm.
We need to see all this happen before we can say, "Okay, I think I know what we're going to do." Um, Bobby, most definitely, I really do hope that, WWE does utilize Jay Cargill well, because she does have the potential to be a very good professional wrestler. And, I think she could find herself in the category to be able to fight against a Becky Lynch, a Bailey, uh, a Charlotte Flair. That would be something I would really want to see. Her against Charlotte Flair.
Yeah. Talking about two worlds combining just with those two in the ring.
Yeah, most definitely. And, also too, I don't know if y'all noticed in the headlines, this is kind of a little one side topic on this. We know that photographers and everybody are sitting outside the Performance Center waiting to see if Jay Cargill shows up. One other wrestler did actually show up.
Oh, wait a minute, Cyber. Are you hearing voices in your head?
Oh, they're talking to me right now. They're talking to me right now.
Yeah.
We're talking about Randy Orton was seen going back to the Performance Center, which means one or two things.
Mhm.
One, he's getting evaluated, or two, he is potentially already cleared for training again, and he's reporting to the Performance Center to work with Shawn Michaels and staff to get back up to par. Potentially coming back, in the next couple months. Maybe let's see what's the next pay-per-view coming up.
Let's see. WWE
Crap, I've already lost track.
can't be Survivor Series. It's
No,
either the Saudi show.
possibly it might be the
I
Saudi
think there
show.
might be one before there. I do know NXT has their Roadblock, I believe, is the pay per view coming up
No,
for
No
them.
Mercy.
So No Mercy. Okay, there he is. So
No
No
Mercy.
Mercy. So yeah, there is one or two before you get to the big one of Survivor Series, and then of course
I
you get
could see
Road
I
Dogg.
could see him potentially. Well, yes, he could be helping younger talent as well. He could be doing a number of things, but the point is it looks like he's starting to go in the direction of possibly being able to come back and wrestle again.
Which is
So
always good because Randy Orton, like, we don't need to sell you on Randy Orton. You know
no,
him,
Randy Orton
you've
sells
seen him.
himself.
Right. It's a good thing, but this is why I say we're getting into a type of age now, almost 2024 out here in these streets, where people had nothing else better to do than to sit into parking lots waiting to get that first picture to sell it to the highest bidder.
Oh yeah.
Guys, we know it's a digital age now. We are more privy to information. I remember back in my high school days, yeah, a very long time ago, where, I was sitting at the lunch table and we was finding out the real names of the wrestlers. Like when we found out Edge was Adam Copeland, we're like, they have real names. We gotta relax. Let TKO Group do their thing. Let it materialize. Because if you're doing this now, you're not going to enjoy when the full reveal and the full return happens. So it's not a matter of if it's going to happen. It's just a matter now of
when.
So just
So
right now.
that's definitely a thing to look out for. But like I mentioned, I mean, Jade Cargill is going to have to be a perfect storm situation. I mean, if she comes back at the right time, if she debuts at the right time, and inserts herself, like for example, if they do debut her on NXT, if she inserts herself into the women's championship picture, I mean, that's going to be a lot of praise from Shawn Michaels if she gets that. Or else she
I'm
comes down and attacks Roxana Perez, which Roxana Perez, she's like one of Booker T and Shawn Michaels, children,
You know what? I see that because just like you said, both of them are big with Booker T and HBK, and we all know HBK basically runs NXT. This is what I'm thinking, and just go with me on the boat here for a minute.
Okay.
I honestly think Jade is going to be in the performance center, but she's going to be in that performance center for just a little longer than people expect, and she's going to show up on the main roster.
So you don't think she's going to debut at all on NXT?
No,
You
I
think
think
she's
this is
just going to
going
go
to
to the
be
main?
Monopoly pass go. This is exactly what this is going to be. Just skip over. She's going to go to the main roster because let's be honest, WWE Raw needs more women. They need people there anyway. You said it last week yourself, Cyber. They do not have depth. And that's exactly what they need right now. Yes,
Exactly.
Roxanne Perez is great, not taking anything away from her, but Jade Cargill
I
is about
know
to.
her from since she was Roxy performing on the Independence here in Texas. So I've been following her since she was 18. So
And
she's
she still looks like
only
she's 18.
and she's now only 20,
Yeah.
21, and she's already in WWE. So I mean, that was a lot of help and a lot of grooming from Booker T, and now from HBK and Booker T.
Yes.
A
I
lot
mean,
of positives there.
they do have a lot of positives there. That's one thing I will say about NXT. If I could make a baseball term, because I know somebody to my side over here will acknowledge that. The NXT has a good farm system. However, sometimes you're gonna have to pull the trigger on those prospects. And that's, I think, the problem that WWE has. Because if we're talking about this saying we don't went through a week after WrestleMania and Roxanne, Tiffany Stratton, or somebody else still is not up on the main roster, then you got to really think, is it really creative or can they really handle the main roster?
That's a big question.
Because with Raw, especially just Raw, I'm going to use them as the example because they're the redheaded stepchild there, pun intended.
Yeah, of course.
They need more stars on there. If you want these wrestlers to grow, whether male or female, you got to put them on TV so people can see them. Give them a reason not to turn away to Monday Night Football. Give them a reason. That will be one right there. Jade Cargill going there, that's automatically a trending topic. Automatically.
Trending around the world.
Yes, around the world. You will hear it on Sports Center. You will hear it on The Breakfast Club. You will hear it in places that you wouldn't think you would. It would be major news. You'll be at the water cooler at work saying, hey, you know about this Jade Cargill girl? That's exactly what it would do. So I'm hoping that's the route they go with, but this is the first big thing. If this goes down, TKO has of really putting in a talent. So we shall see.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Bobby says some of the girls in the Raw locker room are in catering or wrestling on WWE main event tapings. Exactly my point. They have people there, but they seem like they don't know what to do with them. And I would hate for Jade Cargill to join that catering line. I would hate to see that.
That's why I'm kind of hoping they don't just automatically keep her in, developmental for a couple months, off camera just to kind of work with her and then send her to the main roster. Because if they do that, I feel like that's going to happen. I feel like she needs to debut in NXT, get some momentum behind her, win the NXT women's title, reign with that for 6 months, and then send her on her way. Send her
I
on her
mean,
way that way.
timing wise, that would actually fit because we're already in September. If that's 6 months from now, we're talking a couple of days, maybe a week before Philadelphia. And just to let y'all know, Philadelphia is home to quite a few people. And there's going to be a certain Wale mania there this year. 1 + 1 still equals 2, y'all. So
Yeah. This ain't Steiner math. It's easy to
no,
figure out.
no, we're not carrying over the 6 to make 43, then still divide that by 2 and get pi. No, it doesn't work that way. So.
No way.
So definitely let us know on socials, of course, on Instagram, the Wrestling Revival Podcast, and on Twitter, TWRP_official. How do you feel about Jade Cargill joining WWE? Do you think it's a good move, bad move? Should she be NXT or straight to the main roster? Let us know, and we will let you know the comments on next week's show. So,
yes, sir. Most definitely.
let us know.
Now, let's go ahead and roll into what everybody's talking about right now, right this minute. AEW Grand Slam, AEW Dynamite Grand Slam.
That's right.
Just officially wrapped up. There's a lot to talk about here. So, you know what, DJ? Since you were the one that got to see it live and I was having to get, up to the minute posts about what was going on, I'm going to go ahead and let you run with this. So we are talking about the first part,
We're talking
AEW
about
Dynamite Grand Slam.
Yes, Grand Slam was great from Arthur Ashe Stadium in my hometown, New York City, Queens, New York to be exact. Shout out to Southside. But it was definitely a great show. Third one there. And I told you guys this was going to happen. Trusted Notorious. Ray Phoenix walked out of Arthur Ashe Stadium as the new AEW International Champion. But there was something happening there at the end we'll have to discuss in just a bit. Saraya did retain against the new soap opera star, I guess you could call it, Toni Storm. That was to be expected. A little help there from Ruby Soho and maybe some spray paint. I think it was green, if I'm not mistaken. But nonetheless, she did retain. Started off the show, title versus title. Claudio going up against Eddie Kingston and New York Stand Up. There is a new Ring of Honor World Champion. That is Eddie Kingston. Shout out to Yonkers, New York. Now double champion. Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara did not disappoint, but Jericho did get the victory, but I think Sammy got the last laugh as he finally turned on Chris Jericho with maybe some help from Don Callis. Did not expect that. And of course, the main event tonight was MJF versus Samoa Joe, and MJF doing what MJF does, lied, cheats, and steals, and kept his title, choking out Samoa Joe. Yes, that's right. I said choking out Samoa Joe. Now, still for Rampage, which will be on Friday, Mobile Embassy is going up against Hangman Adam Page and the Young Bucks. Good 6-man tag that will be. Of course, it's a 2-hour special since it's in New York for Grand Slam, so 10 to midnight. Then you have Darby Allin and Sting going up against Christian Cage and Luchasaurus. This is kind of a prelim to going into Collision the next day, Saturday, as Darby Allin will take on Christian and Luchasaurus in a triple threat match for that TNT Championship. Also, the World Trios title will be on the line on Rampage as the Acclaim are taking on the Dark Order. I mean, I think we both can agree, Cyber, who's going to win that matchup there. They just got new belts on shopaew.com, so you can figure
that are freaking ridiculously priced. Are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah, what a price that is. That's a lot. That's a couple of rent payments, car payments, grocery bills. Don't forget the light bill.
That light bill will be killing people, especially with this heat still going on.
Yes. Whew. So let's just discuss it right from the top because it opened up the show. And I'm just going to say this before we start. I got to give a lot of credit to AEW because the production, TV-wise tonight, was on point. They did a great job. It basically had a big fight feel to it, starting with a shot of New York City, going right into the title versus title match. That was a very good, smart idea to go with that match. And those two literally got the roof going off the place there. Eddie Kingston and Claudio left nothing to the imagination. Some big spots there. Eddie Kingston's head took a whiplash on that LED screen on the runway. I felt it in the back of my head. But nonetheless, it was clean, which was very good for this match. They kept it clean. No interference from Will Luda. But in the end, Eddie Kingston became a double champion, winning the Ring of Honor World Championship. And pretty much to the dismay of Claudio, he did shake Eddie's hand and gave him the belt in true Ring of Honor fashion. So, Cyber, what did you think about this match? My boy, New York's own, got the belt.
I will say this. At first, I was not a really big Eddie Kingston fan. I'm gonna just state it the way that I felt when I very first started watching him. I felt like he was just an overhyped indie star. Hey, I'm just being honest. Hey, I'm being honest. That was me like 2-3 years ago when I very first started. Hearing.
Shut your bitch ass up.
Oh, we're gonna do that shit now.
I just had to.
Hey,
I heard it.
I'm trying to repent my ways over here. I figured the Reverend would have understood that, but apparently not.
No, the Reverend still be in the streets sometimes, so I had to do that real quickly. But yes,
Anyway,
go ahead, sir.
Anyway, after seeing his progression from starting to go to New Japan Strong and then winning their open weight title and then coming into this with the ROH world title, I've got to say he has really made me a fan over the last couple of years. So big ups to him. Congratulations. It was a well fought match and against someone who should have been a little more built up for being a world champion. I'm just being honest. He should have been more built up than what he was. Tony Khan put the title on Claudio, and what happened?
Well,
nothing.
You know what? It's a combination of some things. This was like a real bad batch of gumbo. Put a little of this, put a little of that. They put the sazon, they got it all together, and you got what you got with Claudio. Now, they did their thing there, just like, let me see here. Double K says Eddie Kingston winning was the moment of the night for me. That was one of my top 3 moments of the night, but definitely was number 1. New York Ties, I'm sorry. Bobby also says Eddie Kingston doing great tonight on AEW Grand Slam. Looks like this Team Eddie up here tonight.
Yeah,
definitely
Team Eddie.
But it was good. It was a good match. Did what it was supposed to do. But Claudio, he came in hot. He was at that time the big signing that came over from who. And they put the belt on him because it was a way for them to also promote Ring of Honor with an established star. We've seen this before. Who got the first AEW World title? So we've seen this before. But nonetheless, Claudio, I'm going to say this right now, and I know a lot of the BCC is not going to like this, but he's just a mid-carder. I said it. I'm going to say it again for the people in the back. Claudio Castagnoli, okay, the Swiss Army knife himself, is a rusty knife. He's just a mid-carder. Yeah. And honestly, that's how the night went for the BCC, as we'll talk about more of it in a minute, because they definitely did what I said they were going to do. But honestly, he needs to go away for a little bit, maybe get repackaged, do something with him. But it was a great changing of the guard for Ring of Honor, because now you'll have more people wanting to look at Ring of Honor programming just because of Eddie Kingston being champ. He's a double champion. He is great on the mic, one of the top 5 in the company. And now you're giving him the world title. Everybody's going to be looking for that. Let's see here. Claudio was just babysitting it. He would have lost it if Briscoe would have never gotten hurt. He probably would have been my second choice. I think it made more sense with Eddie Kingston. What do you think, Cyber?
I partially agree with Double K on that, just because I feel like they wanted to kind of give the homage to the brother that passed away, and also give him an opportunity to see what he would do with the title.
Mm-hmm.
But thinking logically about it, Eddie Kingston was still a better choice in my eyes, because I feel like Eddie Kingston is on the incline.
Mm-hmm.
All he's doing is going up. He is all he's doing is going up. Let's see what he does with the ROH World Title. Let's see what kind of matches he can get into. I would love to see in the next couple pay-per-views for AEW, either on 0 Hour or the first half of the card, let Eddie Kingston defend the ROH title somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And for God's sakes, again, this is me beating a dead horse. Let Athena defend the title. Give women more than just one match. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that, because then we're going to go into a huge ass tirade. So I'm just going to leave it at that. But again, big congratulations to Eddie Kingston. It was truly deserved. I really like the story that you have been putting out since your New Japan Strong open weight title win leading into this. Dude, keep doing what you're doing. You're freaking doing great right now.
No, he definitely is. Now, I'm going to pose this question to everybody here tuning in, and also to you, Cyber. With this victory tonight, him now becoming Ring of Honor World Champion, which he looks like he was destined for. Yeah. He already has the New Japan Openweight title from New Japan Strong. Can you say right now, here it is almost the end of September, we still got a couple months left, Eddie Kingston is in your top 10 for 2023?
I would say he's on the outside looking in.
Wow. Okay.
I'm not talking about like 14th or 15th. I'm talking like he's number 11 out of 10.
Okay.
Like he's literally on the outside looking in. What would help him get into the top 10? He needs to have one good rivalry with that ROH World Championship. One good rivalry. And there's 2 people I think he could do that with.
Who's those 2 people?
1, Adam Cole. Him and Adam Cole could probably put on a damn good show together, especially if they're allowed to do what they want.
Mm-hmm.
The second one, God, what's that dude's name? His last name's Grisham. What's his first name?
I'm hoping you're not talking about the Octopus.
He was the last ROH title holder before the transition for Tony Khan.
Well, the thing about Grisham is that he was kind of complaining about not getting time, and he's no longer affiliated with them. He is over.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, that would be my ideal thing for him. But if we're talking current roster wise, I would probably have to say it would definitely have to be Adam Cole's my number 1 person right now that I'm thinking of. The only other person I could think of is another person that's had a very prestigious career with ROH. It would be Jay Lethal.
Jay Lethal could work. That would definitely work as a program for them.
If he could just get away from freaking Sanjay Dutt and freaking Jeff Jarrett.
See, that's the thing. I don't think that's going to go away anytime soon. And yes, it is Jonathan Grisham, aka the Octopus himself. He is now currently with
man.
Yes, he's with Impact. But I hear what you're saying when it comes to Adam Cole. I'm probably thinking just a little bit more, as I know they're there right now, and I know they're like a permanent 75-25, a Ring of Honor member. I would probably go with Brian Cage.
Really?
I will go with Brian Cage because remember, who's the manager of Brian Cage?
Oh, he's got a weird ass name. God damn it. What's his name?
To be honest with you, I can't remember.
It's a weird ass name.
It's a weird name, but the reason why I brought him up is because what is Eddie Kingston's biggest thing? His biggest strength is on the mic. The manager
Prince Nana.
Personana, there we go.
There it is.
That guy is a funny character. Can you imagine the
Eddie
back and
Kingston
forth
would
between him
rip
and Eddie
his
Kingston?
ass, dude.
Yeah,
Rip his ass.
that would be hilarious. And Brian Cage, big threat. Eddie Kingston was still type be the underdog type guy, so that's why I think that would work. But Jay Lethal as well would be good because Jay Lethal is synonymous with Ring of Honor and is currently on the AEW roster. So I think that's
those
good.
would, because when I think of ROH champions who are currently not signed to another big promotion that have held the ROH world title in its last few years before Tony Khan bought it, you're looking at Adam Cole, Jonathan Grisham. You're looking at, well, he's signed with WWE, Cody Rhodes. And God, there was one more. Who am I freaking forgetting? You know what, Bobby? Shane Taylor would actually be a good one too, because he's a multi-time ROH 6-man champion. He would be definitely another one that would be good. And you know, I've actually had an opportunity to talk to this guy. He's actually a really cool dude. So I mean, I would definitely think that his personality, his persona would work ideally for that. Or hell, throw Samoa Joe at Eddie Kingston.
That already sells like Death Before Dishonor, Supercard, wherever you want to put it. That literally sells it. That's your main event right there. $29.99. Book it. Yeah. That's what that would be. So either one of those would be great. I think they can go in route of any one of those three. But Shane Taylor does sound very promising too. So yeah, that would be a good way to do that. Now, that did start the show, but right after that, it was, you know, the old show. I'm not going to call him his other name because that's just crazy. Going up against, you know, the Spanish god, Sammy Guevara. I'm not calling no. Shut up. We got sponsors.
He's a dumbass. I'm just going to put it out there. He's a dumbass.
Now, this is something I've always liked when it comes to Dynamite. Dynamite, even though Dynamite Grand Slam is still a Dynamite show, it has a pay-per-view feel to the entire night. And they did not disappoint. Jericho, of course, comes out to his regular stuff, but Sammy Guevara had the lights turned out. And he had on a vest that kind of reminds you of when somebody's countdown started to 0 and debuted in WWE.
God, that was beautiful.
It was a little stab to Jericho there as he came out with the light vest as well. And then also, he did have his musical guest with him. Mont Easy actually performed the Sammy Guevara theme song, walking him down to the ring. Nice little touch there. Like I said, give you a whole big fight feel for this match. Sammy Guevara left it all in the ring, y'all. If you haven't watched this match, definitely rewatch it wherever you can. He left it all in that ring. Definitely, he is ready to go. It was a back and forth match, but Jericho, being the vet, caught Sammy slipping and caught him with the code breaker, and that's all she wrote. Jericho got a clean victory over Sammy Guevara, but that's not what everybody's talking about, Cyber. Do you want to know what everybody's talking about?
What's everybody talking about?
Sammy Guevara finally turned on Chris Jericho.
I love it.
And here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. And I'm saying that for a reason, pun intended. He kicked Jericho's nuts like a field goal. It's good. That's exactly what happened. And who's all behind this? Sammy did not do this by himself. Don fucking Callis. Don Callis is the man now behind, I guess, his next masterpiece, that being Sammy Guevara. That was one of my big moments of the night because me and Cyber, we have both said over the countless weeks here, Sammy needs to grow some balls and finally move away from Chris Jericho. And guess what? He moved away, just kicked him at first. So Sammy is now down with Don Callis. Don Callis is making a big faction over there. His talent is growing by the day. He already has Takeshita. Now Sammy Guevara more than likely. So, I mean, what do you think about this now? I was telling you, Sammy did the unthinkable. What do you think?
Sammy Guevara, you You better be paying attention right here, sir. Pay attention right here. I'll be damned. You finally got your balls out of the back pocket of Chris Jericho and decide to finally do something for yourself. Great job kicking Mr. Wizard over there in his lack thereof region and splitting off on your own with Don Kellis. Now, let's just hope that works out for you in the long run. Let's just hope it works out for you because, you know, you've seen what he does to people when he's done with them.
Very true.
So is this going to be a long and fruitful relationship? Or are you trading one ball and chain for another?
Ooh.
We're going to have to wait and see. I could tell you this. I don't think Tay Conti's going to take that shit. She ain't going to take that shit. You better do something.
Yes, Ty Mello is definitely not going to do that. Do seeing here, as it is right now, I think we'll get more news of this coming through the weekend, of course, with Collision and Rampage. But Don Callis has actually Takeshita and Sammy Guevara. So, and I kind of got this handshake agreement with Bullet Club Gold. So we shall see how that works out. But Sammy is the new member, it looks like, as of right now, of the Don Callis faction, factory, group, escort, whatever you want to call it.
Escort. You need to calm down over there, sir.
Hey, it's a business, right? Okay, there we go.
What kind of business? That's the question.
A good one. Good one.
Okay.
A good one.
We'll wait and see.
Yes. Man, oh man. We're not going down that road again. We're not going down that road.
No,
We're not going to do it.
No.
But of course, then, you know, we had a match that was maybe a surprise to some people, but not DJ Notorious. I tell you, I trust in Notorious. I will never steer you wrong. Jon Moxley's no longer a champion. Hey, Cyber, who said that this was going to happen?
Actually, we both said this was going to happen.
Yeah.
We both said that this was going to happen.
And just like it was said, Rey Fenix literally walked in as the smallest guy walking into Dynamite, but came out big because now he is the new AEW International Champion, taking out Jon Moxley. And I do mean taking out Jon Moxley. First off, shout out to all the BCC fans out there. Y'all took another L. Congratulations. You played yourself. But Jon Moxley did get legit injured as y'all were watching that match. He took a big bump there. Looks like a abbreviated form of the Tombstone pile driver. Looked like he landed right on his head. And supposed 3 count was not counted because the ref was more worried about Moxley's safety. Rey Fenix just did it again, counted for the 3, and guess what? New champion. So, Cyber, I mean, we said this. We said BCC was going to have a very rough night. We were right. Moxley, does he finally now walk out of New York on vacation, or do we see him next Wednesday on Dynamite?
This is what we need to have happen with him. He needs to grab his wife, go to the hospital, get checked out, make sure he's good, and then disappear for 2 months. 2 to 3 months at least. Hell, wait to come back till the end of December. Shit.
I'll do you one better. I don't want to see the BCC back until Revolution.
That would be even better.
I don't want to see them. This is nothing but the Lord himself. I spoke to the pastor before we started the show, and he said that is nothing but the Lord.
The Lord.
The Lord. Okay? Lordt. Lord. Shout out to Tyler Perry. But this is the reason why, because this man should have been on vacation well over a year ago. But, a certain Chicagoan had other ideas. So now you are injured. He has a concussion, y'all. That's the medical news that came down from them. He has a concussion. Renee is pissed The trainers are pissed. He now needs to take that time off. Literally go to the hotel, go to JFK, LaGuardia, Newark, whichever one you prefer, and take your ass back home to Ohio. Seriously. Renee can stay with them for 2 weeks. I think they'll be all right on programming, and she can come back, whatever. Just sit at home with the kid. That's it. You know, that's all he needs.
Enjoy the time off.
Yes, much
the time
deserved.
off he should have took in almost a year ago.
Yes. This just needs to happen now. No way in the world. If I'm Renee, I'm taking his keys and I'm locking him in the house. He's not going to no more programming. He's done. He's legit done. This is your body telling you you can't do this. You need a break. He's got to go. He's just
and this is the training staff telling Renee what to do.
What's up?
Get your man.
All right.
That is exactly what's probably going on in Arthur Ashe Stadium right now, because he needs to get this done. He really does. I mean, let's see. All right, Claudio took an L. Moxley took an L. Will Yuta is a walking L.
I was about to say he needs to go back and join Best Friends at the rate he's going.
Yeah, and now Moxley, guess what? There's going to be a sweep because Zack Sabre Jr. is going to beat Bryan Danielson at Wrestle Dream. So that's it. Finish this off. This should be done. No BCC for the rest of 2023. Yes, I did rhyme there. I know.
And here's the thing. And this is what the BCC marks are going to be saying.
I'm so sick of these people. You know. Oh.
And guess what? Jimmy Crack Corn and I don't care.
Exactly.
I don't care.
Exactly. The BCC has already ran its course. After William Regal left, it started nosediving badly. It just needs to go ahead and disperse. They need to send all these members into different directions. Moxley, vacation. Danielson, do Wrestle Dream, and then start doing what he was originally wanting to do, which is to start doing stuff in the back.
Yep.
He needs to start doing that. Yuta, just acting like Bobby said here, Yuta needs to go back to Ring of Honor. And I actually agree. He needs to be put back into that ROH Pure title picture. And then Claudio,
just you know what it is, and this is nothing taken away from Claudio. So BCC fans, take this with a little grain of salt. He's not bad. He's just not great. You ever heard of somebody that can do a lot of things good but can't do one thing great? That's Claudio. That's literally Claudio. But I gotta admit, with them losing out like we said we did, I did start feeling like this during a commercial break.
Well, Dak, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence.
Yeah, that's about right. That's about right. Now, I'm going to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
If I was Claudio, I'd be looking at my contract right now, seeing how much longer am I stuck here.
Ooh.
I'm just being honest.
You know what? And this is what I'm saying, though. I think he needs to break away from the Blackpool Combat Club.
They need to disperse the Blackpool Combat Club.
Get him repackaged into something different, and I think he'll be more enjoyed in the ring. Let's just be honest here, and I know the fans are going to hate me for this because they want to just probably do this to me.
What did the 5 fingers say to the face? What? Slap!
But this is just the truth. It's over for that group.
Mm-hmm.
That group went from the penthouse to the projects in less than a year.
They went the opposite way that the Jeffersons went. They weren't moving on up. They got evicted and went down to below poverty level at this point.
Yeah, they went to the PJs. Yeah, that bad. In
PJs.
Less than a year. That's crazy. So, sorry, not sorry, but it is what it is.
And this is what I'm going to say about that too. The second that year hits, then guess who gets to go back on TV again?
think his name is Sir William Regal.
And what are we going to hear from him if they decide to bring War Games back to Survivor Series?
Oh,
War Games.
jeez. And you know what, BCC fans, this is exactly what your answer should be.
You shouldn't have been talking shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. It was all good just a week ago.
Yeah, it was all good a week ago. What the hell happened? It's
Man,
almost like everybody had Christian Cage on the mind.
How's everybody's father feeling today?
So are we saying that Eddie Kingston, Ray Phoenix, and all of New York is the BCC daddies?
Yep.
You know what? I'm going to run with that. That's exactly what we are. I don't think they ever want to do a New York show again because it might just give them a flashback.
Oh, they're going to have some PTSD from this shit.
So I guess they're not in a New York state of mind, I guess.
They're in they fearing for their life right now.
All right. And I've been waiting.
Oh, I've been waiting for this.
Stop it! Stop it! Don't shoot that little motherfucker no more!
I'm telling you.
Oh man, they're gonna hate us. We love y'all BCC, but y'all need to have a vacation too. Y'all gotta stop. The whole fandom is over. Put the pom-poms down and stop chasing them waterfalls. Come back to logic like you used to, okay? They're done. They're finished. They're just finished. It's over. Okay. I mean, you're whack, you twisted. Y'all know the rest. Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say, are you gonna go full blown on them now?
I mean, I don't have to. Well, New York already did tonight. Eddie Kingston, thank you very much. Yonkers is very, very, very happy with you tonight. But yeah, and Ray Phoenix too, man. This is just what it was. But hey, they lost. It's okay. Rest of the show. I mean, Saraya, Toni Storm. I gotta say, even though me and you, Cyber, both knew what was going to happen, Toni Storm and her whole gimmick is growing on me, and it's coming to be one of the most watched segments on Dynamite going for the rest of the year. She's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Oh, yeah.
Throwing shoes.
Man, what's she trying to do? Channel her inner Mexican and freaking throw a chancla at somebody? Shit.
Oh, man. I mean, I laughed during that match. We knew it was typical. It's going to be some interference from, Ruby Soho. Saraya got a hold of the spray, and she went a little green crazy. I wonder if it was green because of the Jets, but that's here nor there. But even then...
Is this before or after the Aaron Rodgers injury?
After. They had to give the fans something to go home happy about.
Oh, yeah. No, Bobby, hey, I completely agree with you, man. That Toni Storm's character is actually grown on me as well. I mean, overall, it's become very entertaining. And it's not like... I almost feel like it's a mix of Lacey Evans' original character and someone who is psychotic. Like a mixture of it's pretty much a psychotic version of Lacey Evans, but except she goes more over the top with it.
Yes. And you know what? It's really good. It's really good. So honestly, stick with it. Continue to push it. Her merchandise is going to go through the roof.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I know it probably was one of the big sellers there tonight down there in Queens, but yeah, they got to keep that up and push that to the moon.
Hey, I'm not even kidding. I may even wind up copping a shirt from her, too. I'm not even kidding. Now, this is a great question by Bobby here. Who wrestles against Saraya next for the AEW Women's Championship? This is a big question mark right here.
Okay, now I know some people here, and you know what? Let me get the full screen here because this right here needs to be said here. Okay, guys, listen. Saraya is still our women's champion. For all of you that thought Mercedes was going to walk through those curtains and show up tonight, congratulations, you played yourself. Not happening. Not yet, at least. But there's one person who might just show up very soon. Now, Uncle DJ here, DJ Notorious, that guy with the beard, I've said it so many times. When you hear of a person returning, and then you don't hear from them for a good 90 to 100 days, guess what? That means that person is probably the next up to return. So, who am I talking about? Leyla Hirsch. That is the name that you guys should be worrying about, because you haven't heard from her in God knows how long. All the dirt sheets and all that other stuff haven't mentioned her since the Memorial Day. Well, it's been over 90 days and still no Leyla Hirsch. Mark my words, the next big feud and her next title defense will be against Leyla Hirsch. And isn't there something of a gear coming up in LA? Full gear?
Are we looking at a potential full gear?
I would say so. If we're not going to get an official match, you're definitely going to see Leyla Hirsch show herself off after the match. So Leyla Hirsch will be back. I'm betting on it.
Bobby over here in chat is saying Leyla Hirsch has been wrestling on Ring of Honor. So it could be just due to the fact that they really don't have a TV deal. It's more of Honor Club that you'll see that.
Exactly.
It may be more of her getting warmed up to come back to AEW and to make that official debut back. Also, you know who I noticed hasn't been real active on social media lately, like within the last 30 days?
Who's that?
Our official Starbucks mascot, his favorite woman. Yes, I did do that. I did do that.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Miss Jamie Hayter has gone silent.
Yes, Jamie Hayter has gone silent. She's still nursing that injury. However, would it surprise me if she showed up in the town of Lakers? I wouldn't be surprised. Not at all.
I wouldn't be surprised at all either, because I have kind of noticed that trend. Injured wrestlers will be very active on social media just to, try to keep themselves relevant among, the social media world. But once they go silent, which we've noticed she's kind of gone silent over the last couple of weeks, almost going into a month, which means she must be getting ready to come back. She has to be getting ready to come back based off of what we've seen in the past from AEW. So she could be on her way back. That could potentially be another rivalry for Saraya. I mean, but I honestly think I agree with you. Leyla Hirsch would be a natural next challenger. Or hell, I mean, even if she's not quite ready to come back, if they're looking for something like now, moment, you could always throw her in there with Britt Baker, and they would put on a good match, I think.
Always. Britt Baker is that one you can just put into a match, and it's just, you get what you get, and it's usually pretty good. So
yeah,
that's another option for them too. But I think
one other thing. Sorry to interrupt, but there is one other thing. There is another woman that's been sitting in the back that's been waiting for an opportunity to come back, but she's kind of in purgatory right now because of what she did the last time she was around.
I wonder who that is. Who's that, Cyber?
A Texas native. She is real big in San Antonio. Actually has her own promotion in San Antonio of women's wrestlers.
Does she do splits in the ring too? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, Thunder Rosa.
Yes.
Thunder Rosa is also sitting in the back, biding her time. I honestly think she's kind of in a purgatory slot right now because of what she did when she had the title, and she pretty much refused to come to work. So I think this is kind of Tony Khan giving her the rolled up newspaper on the nose saying, you're not going to do that to us again.
Fuck! Fuck! Fuck!
telling you.
No, but you know what? It's very funny that you bring that up because I'm gonna let people know. Remember how Collision was debuting and they had all those commercials being ran? You had Miro there, you had Andrade, you also had Thunder Rosa, and also Scorpio Sky. Which one of the four hasn't debuted yet? Thunder Rosa.
Thunder Rosa. So she's the last one.
And you know what? Here we go. As much as I would like to see Layla Hirsch, I think she's a very underrated wrestler and was probably ready to take over a title before her injury. More than likely, I'm guessing Thunder Rosa will probably be that one showing up at the next pay-per-view.
And you know what? She might put on a good fight, but Tony won't let her win it again. Not yet.
No way. We're probably not talking about that until after like Double or Nothing next year. Maybe Grand Slam.
And that is a very big maybe.
Yeah, because you already showed once when you're giving the ball, you fumbled worse than the Dallas Cowboys.
Don't. That's
too
funny.
soon.
That's funny. That is hilarious.
Just saying. I know it's not January.
Man, Thunder Rosa's having her dreams crush like freaking Chubbs in Cleveland.
Oh man,
is that too soon?
No.
Hell no. I refuse. No.
I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this.
That's how you got Cleveland fans right now.
Well, you know what? You can do like the Miz and sit and be the gatekeeper for a division.
Wow. You know what? Just so disrespectful.
Fuck you.
It's just
And this is what I'm doing the entire time.
Really? Okay. I see your laughter. I'm gonna raise you.
Well, I know it's all bullshit. Whatever he says now, you know it wasn't his true actions then. It's time enough to think about it. Or the reaction of the public that's kind of changed his perspective of it. You can show me anything you want. There's no way you can convince me he wasn't an asshole.
MJ speaking the truth here tonight, y'all.
Hey, all I got to say to all the Cleveland fans that might be mad at me.
How's everybody's father feeling today?
What is wrong with you tonight? You're a damn savage.
I'm feeling some type of way tonight. I don't know what it is.
Jesus, man. Damn. I know it ain't the W. No, let me steer this back on the road.
You better bring it back. Hey, you know what? I can tell you where you can put that W.
Hang on, but I'll tell you what, Logan Paul. I brought you a little gift. It's a map. If you follow this, you'll find the exact directions of where you can stick each and every one of those bottles of Prime. Yeah.
Done. Okay, so we had in our main event tonight the hometown kid MJF, Plainview, Long Island to be exact, going up against Samoa Joe. Now, once again, AEW Dynamite Grand Slam does the little things that makes it a big fight feel. Shout outs to the big Met fan, which is MJF. His whole ring attire was dressed up like the New York Mets with the 31 Mike Piazza in the back. Great move, subtle move for MJF. He had a whole new Titantron theme, all set up for the Mets and MJF coloring and blocking. Good move by them. You know who was the favorite in this match. You didn't have to be, a rocket scientist to figure this one out. But MJF gave it his all. Samoa Joe threw it right back at him. Dumped him on his head a few times. But nonetheless, as we said, Adam Cole was going to make the save. and he did to give just enough to MJF to choke out Samoa Joe and to retain the title. Maybe with some help from a string or two. Maybe they did that. But nonetheless, MJF walked out of New York, still your AEW World Champion. Now, are we surprised by this, Cyber? Because I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised either, but I will admit I was on the edge of my seat for this. Because here's the reason why. Because Samoa Joe was doing Samoa Joe shit. He was on it from the get-go. And he legitimately had me worried that he was going to take the title off of MJF, especially with this injury that supposedly, you know, was going on during the match as well. Mm-hmm. So I really thought, you know, this was going to be it. MJF was going to lose the title to Samoa Joe, which, not to take anything from Samoa Joe is a damn good wrestler. He was very underutilized in WWE once he went to the main roster. He was even after cutting the promos he cut in the WWE, especially with Jeff Hardy in the ring, telling him to shut up and act like this is AA and let me finish sharing. You know,
damn,
how can you not respect the hell out of that man? I did have my doubts that, you know, MJF was going to win there at a certain point. But, you know, when it got close to the end, you could kind of tell what was going to happen, that MJF was going to win. Now, will Samoa Joe ever get a chance to actually get that world title? Get a world title?
I don't know. I think
I'm in that boat right now, too.
I think it's just like what you said a couple minutes ago. I think he's a gatekeeper. I think he's a gatekeeper when you want to move up to that next level. Kind of like what Jericho is. Samoa Joe is like that too, but for Ring of Honor and special AEW events. I mean, hey, I just want to know something. Is that thing that he carries on his shoulder paperweight, or is it actually a title you defend?
I don't know. I haven't seen him defend it that often.
Have a discussion.
At this point, I'm about ready to call the ROH TV title the freaking ROH 24/7 title at the rate it's going.
I mean, just call it a streaming title at this point. I don't know. It just doesn't feel
a digital
like
media title.
You know what? Impact gonna get you for that. You need to stop. Impact's gonna get you for that. You gotta, can't do that. That's copyright infringement. But
hey, you know what? I'm gonna tell them the same thing I told the Cleveland Brown fans.
How's everybody's father feeling today?
Yeah, I'm talking to you, Mr. Tony Khan.
Oh, you know what? I know why you're mad now. I know why you were savage. I know why. It's okay.
Why?
I know why. I know why. Because you have the same. Your favorite number must be Jason Tatum. 0. Because that's how many wins Cyber has in our fantasy league this year, y'all. But anyway.
Okay, do you know how much of a cluster that has become when technically I should have at least won one game based off of stats? This is some bullshit. We're really going to go there right now? We're really going to go there right now.
I was saving that all day. I was like,
I know you were.
I got to get him.
Come on, DJ. You even know this. Based off of stats, I should have at least won one game.
Wait, know what? I know about winning. I'm 2-0, sir. Okay?
And you see, you're talking shit. Watch, you're going to goose egg it the rest of the season now.
No, I will not, sir. Do not put that on me. That is just foolishness and blasphemous. No, I am 2-0. I run this. I flex. And you got to catch up. I mean, you already down 0-2, brother. And see, this with this here, you can't, call Jose Altuve and cheat for you. So,
you know what? This is what I want to do to you right now if we were face to face.
Now that's a bench line.
this your game? Huh? Is this your game?
Yeah. We could do this all day. You know what? How about this? Ladies and gentlemen, y'all go on the official The Wrestling Revival podcast on X and Instagram. Do you think Cyber should say anything bad about any of my favorite wrestlers until he wins a fantasy football game? I think that's only fair.
You can go fuck yourself with that one, sir.
Think it's only fair.
No.
Think it's only fair.
No.
Fuck you.
No.
You ain't have to go Tyreek on me now. Like, you ain't have to go all Power Book 2. Like, what's wrong with you, man? Wow. See, look, even Bobby's giving you some pity here. Cyrus should at least win one game. Oh, man. He said, poor little Tink Tink and all that message. Oh, man. Damn.
How's everybody's father feeling today?
Bobby with the comment of the night. Thank you, Bobby, for that. Hopefully, you know what we'll do? We'll have a countdown. Every week, I'll give you a 2-minute report and say, has Cyber won? That's what we'll do next week.
Put that fucking razor away. I'm gonna blow your goddamn pinky toe off.
He's big mad, y'all. He's big mad. Yeah. Okay, so hold on, y'all. I'm gonna ask Cyber a very important question, okay?
Oh, shit,
Cyber is 0-2 in fantasy football, right? Okay, we got that covered. But ask Cyber if he scored 100 points yet in the season. I can't make this up. This man has not even sniffed 90 points. Not even 90. I guess if you put it in wrestling terms, he's just a B+ wrestler.
Shut up, bitch!
Hey, go fuck a goat. I already told you that. Go fuck a goat. It's okay. Go fuck a goat. Yeah, I was saving that. I was just like, just in case.
You know what? I was secretly thinking in the back of my mind, I was like, how long is this motherfucker going to sit on this? Because I knew after Sunday, I was like, nothing happened Monday. Nothing happened Tuesday. I woke up this morning and I was like, damn it. He's going to do it. He's going to do it today. He's going to do it today. This motherfucker's going to try my patience. He's going to do it today.
Man, you know what? I'm not trying your patience. Your players are trying your patience because they just suck.
I am not. It is aggravating, man. I cannot believe how horrible some of my players that were projected to be getting a shitload of points are just freaking bombing right now.
Damn.
So yes, I agree with you. Poor little Tink Tink. Yes, I know. Shut the hell up.
All right.
Shocked that anybody's bringing anything, calling me little anything the way I am. God damn. Wait, we do have one more thing to go over before we call it a night, and of course, it involves a game that just last week was still being played less than WWE 2K19.
See, okay, look, he's still mad. Y'all get it. He's still on the goose egg. But we can let y'all know as of tonight that the third DLC pack, Hookhausen, very handsome, very evil pack, will be available literally next week. That's right, September 28th on the Xbox platforms and, of course, on the PS5 and I believe also on that Nintendo Switch. You will be able to play as Danhausen and, of course, Brooklyn's own, Brooklyn, New York, that is, Hook. So I've seen the models already. They look very, very good. I think they got them both down packed. And it's actually good because now I'll be able to use that FTW title a little bit more in AEW Fight Forever. I just left it alone. I said I'm not playing it until Hook gets it in the game. Hook will be in the game next week, y'all. So definitely check out that game. It'll be out next week, Thursday. That is the 28th. So in a couple of weeks, I'll give you a review of how Hook really is in AEW Fight Forever. Now, Cyber, you got Hook now. You got Danhausen. You got the Bunny. You got Keith Lee. All in a matter of 3 weeks. Are you going to give him some credit now? That's the I'm still hating face, y'all. If y'all just new to the show, that's the I'm hating face. He's thinking about a new wide receiver he needs for next week's games. Yo, hey Cyber, look at my hat. That's something your team is not doing. Applying pressure.
New York, I need y'all to do something for me. New York, I hope y'all are paying attention.
What's up?
Get your man.
All right.
Nah,
I'm telling you.
All the Texans need to get you because you out here slipping.
All right. I see how it is.
All right, you know what? How about this? If you lose this upcoming weekend's of games, y'all, and this for everybody listening, okay? If he loses the next weekend's game this Sunday, if he loses the week and now comes 0-3, I think it's only fair that you show your whole roster to everybody here on the show. I think it's fair.
Why you gotta?
I think it's fair.
Why?
I mean, I already seen the hot dog flavored water trash that is your team, but I think after a third loss, everybody else should see it. I think it's only fair.
Why?
I think it's only fair. We are for the people. I think it's only fair. I think everybody would agree.
Oh man, y'all had me fucked up from the get-go on that damn fantasy league, man.
Nah, man. Hey, you ain't started chasing them waterfalls. That's what it was.
No, it's called I was being made fun of for trying to go after certain people, and then people picked up that person before I could get them.
Just listen to the way he said it, y'all. Y'all been fun me. Oh, it's gonna
Fuck you.
Bro, you got one more Tariq fuck you in you now. We got one more.
Fuck you.
Damn Astro. Typical Astro here. But yes, Bobby says we will see Saraya, Tony Storm, and AEW Fight Forever. I would hope so. This is not going to be a yearly game like WWE's 2K franchise. So they said it
was going to last a while, right?
It was going to last a while. It's going to be like an every 2-year type of game with many updates in between. We have got all the DLC as of next Thursday. All the DLC that they promised will be released. They gave us Stadium Stampede. I have a feeling we're probably going to get Blood and Guts and probably some other wrestlers, probably a Tony Storm or Saraya in the game. Yeah. Probably before the new one comes out. I would be surprised if that didn't happen. So definitely.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're starting to work on it now. Now that this match happened at Grand Slam, it wouldn't surprise me at all.
And hey, they do have shoes in the game to use as weapons, so it does fit Tony Storm perfectly.
Oh shit.
It does. Chancleta match.
Oh my god. The chancla match. The chancla on a pole match.
But you know what's funny though? Since AEW Grand Slam was in New York, tell me why Tony Storm can throw a better shoe than Zach Wilson can throw a football.
I know this motherfucker just didn't say that.
I said it. He don't know how to throw a football to the right people, but he sure know how to go after people's moms. But we're going to leave it at that.
Damn.
Yeah. Hide your mamas, y'all.
Yes, hide your mamas.
Hide your mamas. Don't bring them over for dinner.
All right, guys. So that's pretty much it for the show this evening. We do appreciate all y'all tuning in today. Another big shout out to our friends there at Ulti, ultisub.com. Use our 10% code to get your discount. Revival Army. Pick up some merchandise from there. We would greatly appreciate it. You know, using our code helps us out. That means we can do more shit for y'all. So make sure y'all do that. And also, too, make sure you cop some merch as well. Living Rent Free in Your Head, Notorious approved, and the official Wrestling Revival podcast shirt. Make sure you pick that up. And where can we pick that up at, DJ?
You can pick that up at bonfire.com/store/the Wrestling Revival. And you know what? We might have to have a special edition if Cyber takes another loss this week. I got a shirt in mind. Definitely keep that in mind. So yes.
This fool ain't shit. Anyway, I'm going to just tune him out by doing this.
Bob Barker reminding you, help control the pet population. Have your pet spayed or neutered. Goodbye, everybody.
As always, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We do appreciate you. We will see you next week. Make sure you follow us on our social medias at X, at the
IG, all that in there.
Yes.
It is the Wrestling Revival Podcast on IG and on X. It is TWRP_official. See, he can't remember the socials like he can't remember his roster. See how it works, y'all?
and on that note, thank you so much for tuning in. We do appreciate it. This Yankee ain't shit. You can go fuck a goat.
And this
Astro have yourselves a good night. And wish the MASH unit good luck on recovering and, getting better. So y'all take it easy. Have a good night. We will see you next week.